Solidarity, sister. This is not an easy gig, and trying to think is sometimes hard. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood, I talk about pregnancy. We tend to do things pretty natural, pretty granola, like elimination, communication, cloth diapering, talk about positive mindset in mothering, all sorts of stuff. If you're on Instagram, Hey Shayla is my Instagram. If you are into podcasts, my podcast is also Hey Shayla. If you also like my mama shirt, I've got this, a Grow Good Humans shirt, and a Midwest mama shirt at heyshayla.com/shop. I love that I have these shirts now because I have a very minimal wardrobe. I have like not that much clothes, and so I used to like panic about if I wore this shirt recently in one of my videos, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wear these shirts every time because why not? Today I have been having a little bit of a hard time in motherhood lately, and I wanted to just talk about it because I feel like we all have these hard times. If you go back like a month or two, you'll see me being like, positive motherhood, this is what you do to have a better attitude. I'm doing great, this is amazing. My postpartum with my second was incredible. I was like very minimal crying. I think with my first I had postpartum depression. This one, it's just been great. And so I've been kind of smooth sailing until now. And right now I am just losing a little bit. Last night I just cried, and poor Seth he is the best. Like, he wants to do everything that I need. I just have to ask him, right? That's the thing with husbands or partners, is that they want to help you. They do not want you to feel sad. Why would your partner who you've chosen to spend your life with be like, yeah, I'm so glad that they're feeling shitty? Nope. They want to help you. But sometimes what's on your radar and what's on their radar is not the same thing. And I would say that's a lot of the time. For example, hypothetically, if I needed some time to myself, one thing that I could do was just kind of like cold shoulder him, just to let him know I'm having a hard day, just start rage cleaning up things so it makes the house uncomfortable, where he should then say, hey, do you need a minute, right? Or I could go, hey, can I go take a minute? I just am having, and he would go, yeah, sure, no problem. They want to help. Anyway, so I'm crying. Seth is trying to help me figure it out. So this is what's going on. First of all, I talk about all this positive motherhood stuff. I feel like on the internet we get a lot of advice on how to do everything. And so we try to do everything. And I said this in a different video, but like the fitness influencer might have dirty dishes, and the minimalist might never work out. And that's fine because those are their priorities. But we see the fitness influencer, we see the minimalist, we see the nutritionist, we see all these best face forward, and we think that they're all doing all of those things and that we all need to do all of those things. We need to figure out what our priorities are and do the things that work for us. So me being the person that's giving some of that advice of like how to be a happy mom, and then to not feel happy, I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm trying to help other people be happy and I'm not happy right now. So the first thing is everything in motherhood is a phase. So like this low will come back up. And I remember being at the top of this thinking, when is it gonna crash? Like, when am I not gonna feel this blissful motherhood bliss? I don't have my mind wrapped around it right now. And I'm not saying I'm in a depression, I'm not. I'm just like frustrated and stuck, and I feel like I don't have space to think. We'll just get real personal here. So with Esme, we do co-sleeping. I nurse her on demand. We don't use bottles. When the second one was born, Seth kind of took the toddler and I kind of took the baby because I did 40 days of rest because I'm like the busybody. Like, I want to get out and do things. So I was like, no, I'm going to take 40 days and just relax. I'm going to feed myself well. It's going to be good. Now I'm pretty sure, like, self-diagnosed, I think she's got separation anxiety. But I guess this is really common from like 8 months to 18 months, plus or minus months, right? So I'm the problem. I can't get any time away. So I get invited to an event that goes on from like 5:30 to 8:30. Like, I can't go unless I bring my baby, and then hopefully she sleeps in the carrier, which I've done. She was a little bit younger, so she just falls asleep anywhere. Now I think it would be a little bit more tricky. Luckily, this child is happy if she is like, normal wake windows for this age are like 3.5 hours. She'd be at like 5 hours and she's still a happy baby, and then she crashes. So I'm grateful for that. She's a barnacle baby, which means that she is on me at all times, always, forever, always needs to be touching me, except for like an hour after her naps, which means she can go anywhere and she's happy, which also means I can't go anywhere without her. Because literally Seth was like, you should go to a yoga class. And I was like, should go to a yoga. I went to a yoga class, and I got home and she was scream crying, and he's like, this is how it's been for the past hour. She woke up like 5 minutes after you left, and this is what it's been. And so that's what it is. I don't do daycare with them until they're like 18 months old. I don't know why. I just want to keep them close until then because I'm a psycho mom probably. If I was a stay-at-home mom who didn't do this kind of stuff, I don't want to say it would be fine because I know that it would still be very stressful. But I'm trying to like get work done. I'm trying to email brand deals. I'm trying to script videos. I'm trying to schedule people for the podcast, and I'm trying to like keep my house clean. There's just like so many ands, and so I'm constantly just like scraping by. Like, what's the one thing that needs to get done today? This is the one thing. If I can get that one thing done, then I'm good. But it's like getting really heavy on me to not be able to go do things because I have this baby who constantly wants to be by me. Sometimes I love it and I'm like, I'm the baby's safe space, give her to me. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to go to this event and hang out, but it's at bedtime and I know I can't do that. I hope that I watch this video in like 5 years and I'm like, girl, don't miss this time. Like, I know that you think that all of these other work things matter, but they don't. Because Seth has asked me before, he's like, what is your priority? And I'm like, my priority is growing my business. And he's like, not your business priorities. What's your life priority? Making sure that my children feel safe and comforted by me. And he's like, then that's what it is. For a lot of people, that's going to look a lot of different ways. If you have to go to your job and they have to go to daycare, they can still feel safe and comforted in the times before and after and on the weekends of daycare. Like, everyone's thing is going to be different. But for me right now, I am looking for a babysitter from the time after her first nap until her second nap. That's like 3 hours in the middle of the day. Who's just sitting around waiting to come to my house for 3 hours to play with a 9-month-old so that I can get some emails done? Nobody. So I'm like trying to help myself to figure out what I need to do. And the question for me is always, can I do this when she's awake? Then I'm not going to do it right now. Like, I can usually film when she's awake, but it's easier to do when she's sleeping. Can I get some emails done? Yes. Can I work out? Surprisingly, yes. We just finished the basement. It's a little bit bigger, so she kind of like wanders around while I get my workout in, which has been a godsend. So I can't think. I feel like that's really what it is. Like, I just don't have the space to plan food for us, to plan work, to plan whatever. I love getting on Instagram stories and just like talking about random stuff. I can't even do that because my head is just like spinning. And so the only thing I do when I get on Instagram right now is like, got my workout in, because that's the only thing that's consistent and that I can just like talk about. So what other people are seeing is, wow, Shayla's working out every day. And that's all she's talking about because that's all that I can think about. And then I feel guilty. So I'm very much somebody who likes to be 100% working or 100% momming. I don't like doing 50-50. It feels gross to me. But that's what's happening right now because like Aaliyah's in daycare part-time so that when she's there, I can work. But I've got Ezzy and the only time that I can work is when she's napping. So I'm getting like 2-hour stretches and I'm just feeling, and then I've got my accountant who's asking me like file paperwork in and I'm like, I don't have enough brain space for this. And I would stay up late or I would wake up early. Ideally I would wake up early, but because we go sleep, they wake up when I get up. So I'm just feeling a little bit trapped. And I remember this with Aaliyah. I remember the same thing happening and feeling the same overwhelm and having Seth try and help me and comfort me. So because of that, I know that it's just a phase and that I will go. The separation anxiety where you are the only person that can comfort your baby is so overwhelming. And it's not for a lack of trying. Seth, it like makes him sad that he can't comfort her. But it's because from the beginning, she was my baby, the toddler was Seth's baby for the most part, and now it like goes back and forth where I'll be Aaliyah's favorite, then Seth is her favorite. But with the baby, I have a friend who said that her third baby, up until 12 months, wouldn't even go to dad. Her fourth baby, it was 14 months. So that, to me, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm that far. I'm like, okay, cool, there's an end in sight. I guess the reason why I got on here to tell you all of this is because I'm having a hard time. And I don't want to be the person that you watch and you think, wow, Shayla's really got it all together. I'm sure if you've seen any of my content, you don't think that. I just want you to know that there's always usually some sort of struggle in the background. Maybe it's like a family member, or maybe it's money, or maybe it's time, or maybe it's separation anxiety baby. I don't know. But I just have such big ideas for things I want to do. And I'm always like, well, I can't do them right now, during this time. And if my daughter watches this when she's older and she goes, oh, it's because of me. It's because I want to be with you. I also want to do other things. And I'm just feeling a little bit of anxiety around it. Anxiety. Like, look at this. I've got Band-Aids on my fingers because I guess when I get nervous, I chew my cuticles. So there's that. I don't know. And I'm like panicking about screen time. I'm panicking about not getting outside enough. I'm panicking about not spending enough time with Seth. I'm panicking about not getting enough work done. I'm panicking about like, I just am getting really overwhelmed. The best thing for me to do during these times are talk to Seth. I told him, one night I was like, I just feel like I'm not doing well. And he was like, are you actually joking? He like got angry. He was like, what? He goes, they eat so well. Yeah, maybe they watch some TV. We watch TV. He's like, you're getting videos and podcasts out every single week. Like, I don't understand the problem. Like, how can you feel like you're failing or that you're not doing what you need to do? And I think I've created this community around me that like does such cool things and is like very conscious about what they do, that I see all of that and it isn't put in perspective of like the entire population and like the things that I should be grateful for. And so I was really glad that he kind of scolded me. I was like, okay, you're yelling, but I hear what you're saying. Not audibly yelling, but scolding me, yelling. Thanks for putting it in perspective for me. So if you need a little perspective check, think about all the things that you're grateful for. Think about all the things that you have that maybe you didn't have growing up, or all the things that you have that you are just grateful for. If there's food in your cupboards, grateful. In a healthy relationship, grateful. There's just so many things to be grateful for that's where I try to go when I start to tailspin. This was a little bit of a weird, pointless video other than to just say solidarity, sister. This is not an easy gig, and trying to think is sometimes hard. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Thank you guys all for watching, like always. If you liked this video, please like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.